welcome to another Dose of Candor with Jay and Lee. So we do have a different topic for today, but real quick, so remember our last episode was about good gifts versus bad gifts, and we also mentioned kind of like what were our best gifts we were given over the years.
Yeah.
I totally forgot, because I was thinking of gifts that I still have. I totally forgot about my doggy Yago that my parents got me for my 10th birthday. Remember, I used to be obsessed with Dalmatians?
She still is.
I felt bad because I didn't think of it in the moment while we were recording. So I just wanted to mention that real quick.
Okay.
But guys, so today we are going to talk about situations that could be considered unethical to some people. And, you know, if you really think there's a problem with it. So, I
have a problem with you.
So let me just say though, because you were asking like what is ethical, and I was trying to think of like a very layman's term way to say it. So for anyone who doesn't know what unethical means, those would be considered acts that kind of go against social norms or acts that are considered unacceptable to the rest of the public. So first one. And you were like, maybe we have different definitions of this. The first one is like most forms of ghosting. So that's like if you've been on a couple of dates with someone and then they just disappear.
Not
like,
physically disappear.
Like they go radio silent.
Yeah.
And you can't get a hold of them. There's that one dating show that my cousin listens to where they call people who are ghosting the people that they went on a date with.
The second
Brooke
date
and
update?
Jubal in the morning. Yeah, second date update. Yeah.
Oh my God, those are so funny though.
They are. Oh my gosh. But what do you think about it? Do you think ghosting could ever be acceptable?
With those situations, definitely, yes.
I think some of them, yeah. I think for sure there are some situations where it would be acceptable to ghost someone.
Yeah.
I mean, I would hope that people would be like, hey, you know, like, I just got to be honest with you. I don't see this working out. But you never know how crazy the other person's going to react.
But can I just say that's not ghosting someone? Ghosting someone, in my generation, I should say, ghosting someone is like, kind of like Brooke and Jubal in the morning, if we're like you talk to them and then like you never say a word to them again and you just keep ignoring them.
Right, you keep ignoring them.
But not giving them a heads up, hey, I don't think this is working, that's not ghosting.
No, that's not ghosting. I'm saying it would be nice if people could be that honest.
Okay.
Like, I know ghosting means you never contact the person again, but I'm saying it would be nice if people could just be honest with people and not have to worry about them being crazy. You know, because I think that's why some people do ghost the other person, is because they don't know if they're going to react in a hostile manner towards them or go crazy.
Yeah, I told you I don't think I've ever been ghosted, and you said, yeah, you have.
And
but the thing is that wasn't ghosting, because we talked to each other after, kind of. No. So technically I had a third party go. But he said what he said. I'm not going to say what he said. I mean, the fact that I got blocked is crazy because I wasn't, but it's not like I
didn't get ghosted.
That's technically not ghosting.
Being blocked is not being ghosted?
No, because at least he said bye.
He didn't say. Oh God. Okay. All right, let's move on.
Oh my God, it is so hot in here. I'm getting stimulated.
Okay, so the age gap. So this person said, I'm dating somebody a few months older than, oh my God, her dad. People call him a groomer. I'm nearly 30 and I flirted first, but people are still mad about it. So yeah, people who have big age gaps with the other person they're dating.
It would be different if they're underage. If she was underage and he was almost the same age as her dad, I mean, that would be crazy.
No, that would be a big deal. You know, honestly, like I
can't even say what I said.
In my opinion, I do find it odd that someone would date someone with such a huge age gap. But I mean, hey, you do you. As long as you are two consenting adults, I mean...
I can't add a comment on that.
Okay. Okay, let's move on to
I'll get in trouble for saying something.
Okay. Oh, the next one is like job hopping. So, you know, in the last episode... Or not, it was in one of our last episodes that
it was the last one. I think
it was like unnecessary things, like in that episode we talked about how people say it's not necessary to climb up the corporate ladder anymore because it really doesn't work out. So a lot of people now job hop, like they'll stay at a job for like maybe a year or so, but then they'll find a better opportunity and they'll go ahead and go to another company and probably get a raise with it that they wouldn't have gotten at the old company.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Basically, job hopping is like changing jobs or employers like every year to 2 years instead of staying at the same employer for 5+ years anymore. I don't see anything unethical about that. I think if you have grown all you can grow with a company or a place and there's your daily burp.
That was so good.
If they can't give you anything else and you're no longer growing and you feel stuck, but you have a better opportunity come along, I take it. In my opinion, take it. You got to do what's best for you because honestly, a lot of companies these days don't really care about their employees like that. So that's my opinion, but
I agree.
All right. So the next one is, this is a kind of a little bit of a dark topic. This person says being in favor of physician-assisted unaliving.
Wait, what?
So, physician-assisted suicides. That is a big thing. So, like people who choose to, like people who are either like have chronic diseases or terminal illnesses that are already dying, and they would rather die on their own terms.
Oh.
And choosing a physician assisted, like their doctor is helping them in their life. I do know that some other countries allow it, but I don't think it's in the U.S. at all. But this person's saying that they feel like it should be legalized in all 50 states. Yes. Yeah. So I think if someone is of sound mind and they're aware of their situation and the physician even agrees, I mean, I feel like someone should have the right to do that, especially if they're already suffering from a terminal illness.
Yeah.
But I don't know, what are your thoughts? You're like thinking. I can tell you're thinking.
I don't know. I feel
Not
like
sure.
it would really depend on the situation, what chronic illness they have. I feel like if they have a chance to survive, maybe not.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously it's something that people have different opinions on because it's in this. Yeah. But
if it's also like if it like goes and comes, I mean, yeah, I understand that.
Yeah, kind of getting
on
yeah.
And off.
Yeah, I can see that. All right, so let's kind of move on to a different one because that one's heavy. This next one is screening calls and not being constantly available just because you don't want to be available.
What the?
I get that. Because there are times where it's like you want to turn the phone off. And you don't want to.
That was so uncute considering his phone just ran as we said that.
I know. But no, there are times where like I get burnt out and I'm like, look, I cannot hear another alert come through my phone. I don't want to hear a ding for a text message. I don't want to hear that I got another email.
It's funny because I told you that I used you as an excuse not to
get
on the phone with somebody.
Yes. Well, and I was like, hey, I'm okay with that because I get it. Like there are times where I'm like, no, I cannot be on the phone right now. Like I need to sit here and decompress and just watch one of my shows. Like I can't do it. So I know
when your shows make you cry.
Yeah, well, that's you and your show. But no, I get it. I don't think not being available is an ethical issue. I think that everybody needs their me time. Me time's important. Are you okay?
I just whacked my nose.
Yeah, you just like whacked your nose on your mic. You trying to make out with it over there? Like what?
I'm not your dog. I'm not your dog.
Okay. Oh, this next one is it's a hot topic sometimes. So this says disagreeing with someone's cultural practices. So this person says that they're not saying that you should make them feel like crap about it or guilty, but it should be okay to say that they don't agree with their culture. And they're saying that tradition is not immune to critique. Ooh.
I have something to say about that. Because obviously, like, don't be disrespectful towards it.
Right.
But some people who sit there and shove their religion down your throat.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No. Okay. No. You need to be able to respect other people's beliefs and traditions.
Yeah.
Like, no, like that. No, like you need to respect other people's things.
That's something that really bothers me.
Yeah. But yes, I can't stand it when people try to cram their own beliefs down your throat and try to make you believe what they believe. Like that's where I draw the line. This one's one that the next one is cutting your parents out of your life. Do you want to chime in on this one?
Yes. It depends.
If they're toxic, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, hey, that's what I did with my sperm donor.
Father.
Oh. Yeah, because that's what I call him. Yeah, no, especially if they're doing something that you don't want to be around or you don't like, you shouldn't have to sit there and tolerate it just because they're your parent.
Right. No, you shouldn't tolerate the disrespect.
I mean, hey, they say cut those toxic family members out.
Yeah, unfortunately, sometimes you do. So, I mean, I get that. And this, I mean, shouldn't be just about parents, but family in general. I feel like that's a topic where people in general are like, oh, but they're family. No, like, not all family is created equal.
Blood does not make you family, by the way. I mean, technically it does.
I have some friends that are better than my family members are to me.
I have a lot of friends that I consider family.
Yeah, of course. This next one, we were gonna sugarcoat this next one a little bit.
By the way, I have no idea what any of these are. She's just saying them.
Well, I briefly mentioned them to you before, and you're like, okay, yeah, okay.
So that's because I was looking in front of your fan.
So this one, speaking of fan, so this one was where we were talking about like how people feel about like OnlyFans or like people who take feet pics to make money.
She really. Sorry.
So look, okay, look, I don't look down upon people who do that. Like, if that's what you need to do to make money and survive in this world, you do your thing. Do I do that? No. But I don't know, because some people say they make a lot of money selling their feet pics.
Right. See, I seen this thing with. Okay, only people who are on TikTok know of like the Bop House and everything. I
don't know about that. Yeah, you were explaining that to me.
Yeah, I see a lot of the comments being like, I like them, I just don't like their job. I don't think someone's job defines them as a person. Depending, I think it depends on how they act about their job.
Yeah. I mean, I agree.
You can not like what they do for their work. But it's like, if you're like, oh, I like you, I just don't like what you do for a job.
Yeah, I mean.
Like, don't make them feel bad about it.
Yeah, no, I mean, hey, people have to do what they have to do to survive.
Right.
And if that's what they're good at. Oh, God.
Okay.
Moving on. Okay, next topic. Oh, this is a popular one.
That in the wrong context.
I know. Okay, swearing. So we kind of brought this up in a previous episode, where when both you and my oldest, we had to do some editing because y'all were accidentally saying words.
No. Can I say something?
Well, I don't want to lose my train of thought. I'm
gonna come back to that.
Okay, yeah, we'll come back. But no, because remember, I was like, well, people in my generation, if you watched the Osbournes, a very popular 4-letter word that starts with the letter F, it was like kind of normalized back then. So I think when it comes to swearing, again, I think it depends on if there is like negative connotation or how it's being interpreted.
I said that too.
I
agreed with that. Like, I don't consider it a bad word unless you're using it in a negative context.
Yeah. I mean, only if the person that you're saying it to or at or in the conversation is offended by it. Because, I mean, I've even had friends that will joke, but someone will get offended and they're like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were going to take it seriously.
Yeah.
So I think it really just depends. But, okay.
Back on the fact that she said she had a cat. I did not say a curse word. I was like in the middle of saying something, and I like accidentally slipped up and said something else. It wasn't. I don't think it would be considered a bad word.
I don't either, and I don't think.
But it was low-key funny though.
I mean, yeah, we had some laughs filming that.
Your son though.
Now I was kind of proud of him because I mean a lot of us and I've had moments where I have said a word like that and it's been from the heart and it feels so good because you're like, that was a good one.
Yeah,
like,
we even agreed it was a good one.
Where you feel it and you hear it and you're like,
But it's so funny because I was like, you can't say that while we're filming. And so obviously we had to cut it because
but it was like it wasn't even like a serious thing. It was like like
that I didn't expect you to say it from your gut.
But okay, let's move on.
Yeah, just to clarify, I did not say a bad word. It was the other way around. It was not considered a bad word.
Okay.
Anyways.
All right, piracy.
What is that?
So now this when I first saw this and I read it, I'm like, okay, I know what they're talking about. Because like so people will copy CDs or DVDs.
Like download them onto a CD?
Right. Like say like, you know, I own this movie or this CD from this music artist. I copy it onto my computer and then I copy it onto a disc and I give it to a friend who doesn't have it. Obviously that's piracy because you're stealing what would be profits for them making a sale of that material to that person because you're giving it to that person for free. But you know, and I get it. But oh man,
a lot of people do that.
Yeah, I was gonna say when I was in college, oh man, people would do that all the time. Yeah.
I was going to say something, but I probably shouldn't say it after what you said.
But, I mean, this person says that they don't see a problem with it. But I do know that is something that's an ethical dilemma for sure. But what about, like, say, okay, for instance, say your friend broke your CD.
Yeah, what the heck?
Say, oh, they broke it on accident,
or like,
but they have it also. So they're like, oh, you know what? Like, I'll copy it for you and give you one. But so say you already bought it and owned it, but it got broken, and then that person who broke it gave you a copy of theirs. That's the same thing. I mean,
yeah, but because obviously, like on Prime Video or Amazon Prime, you can like buy movies.
Oh, you know what? I think that opens up a whole new floodgate of stuff because, I mean, it could be considered piracy for people who share their like Netflix passwords or Disney Plus passwords. Like anyone who shares passwords with other people so other people can watch things for free and those companies aren't making the money. I mean,
well, that must suck. I'm sorry. Even when I move out, Mom, I'm still using our Netflix. I built my Netflix profile just for
your algorithm. Yeah.
Yes, and my Hulu and stuff. I'm not getting a new one.
You're like, no, that's mine.
That's mine.
Getting on to the next one. Now, this has actually come up in a few of our episodes, just in random conversation while we've been talking. So scientific treatments to reduce or eliminate diseases before they can happen, like gene editing. Remember, we were saying how people can actually like
customize their children.
Yeah. So this person is saying that some people argue that it would be eugenics or genocide, but they disagree. They say that if you can guarantee a healthy baby, you should. And this is coming from a person who has a severe physical disability. So they say that not only does it affect their life significantly, but also everybody around them. So yeah, your take on that? Oh my. Guys, she is not laughing about this topic. She is laughing about something else.
This playing
is what
with
we need to be video recording too, because Lord have mercy.
I'm playing with the Q-tip I used to use for my mascara, and oh my God, this is. It looks questionable. Sorry, what was your question?
Do you approve of gene editing to eliminate diseases? That was the topic of that one. I know it's a tricky one. It's a really tricky one. I would think as long as it's used for altruistic purposes.
For like your baby to survive. Yeah.
to not have any diseases that you or, the father may carry. Yeah. I mean, I can agree with it to an extent, Yeah.
Which I have to tell you something after this episode ends because I can't say that on the podcast.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It kind of involves that.
Oh, okay. All right, so the next one is, school bullying. So this person says that some schools...
No bullying.
Yeah, this person says some schools punish the victim of bullying for standing up for themselves instead of preventing the bully from bullying them in the first place.
Something my mom always told me is don't start no fight, but you better finish it.
Yeah, I can say that's what my family always said too. Like, don't start anything, but if they touch you, you have full permission to end that fight by any means. Yeah. So.
Do you want to know what I got told?
What?
Actually, wait, I can't say the first part of it. But anyways.
Oh, God.
Actually, I'll tell you after the podcast because I don't want to say it.
People are going to be like, what is it? We want to know.
Maybe after I discuss it with you on the podcast, you can say if I can say it or not.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
All right. Are we moving on?
Yeah, can we stop bullying?
Guys, life's not worth it. Leave people alone. Enjoy the peace and quiet of yourself.
Yeah.
This one was about like homeless people shoplifting. This person's saying that they don't see what the big deal is, that just let the homeless person take a tent. So apparently they saw a homeless person shoplift a tent and take it to the park. And they were like, if people are homeless, why aren't they being given these resources in the first place?
Yeah, well, because my thing is it's so funny because I'll see, like, these famous people who make, like, billions of dollars on social media be like, oh, yeah, we have to help each other out. Or even regular people, yeah, like, all of us people need to, like, help each other out. And then, but when it comes to, like, people who are homeless, they're like, no. It's like, what happened to helping everybody out?
I don't know.
Even though that one person at Walmart, no thank you.
This next one is, which we had a good conversation when I told you about this topic.
Yeah, by the way, if you're a grown adult, stop walking up to teenage girls.
Yeah, that guy was creepy. I told you to message your mom and tell her to come in the store and walk you out.
And he was still there when I got out and I bolted to my car.
Yeah, he was creepy even to me, and I had the boys with me.
The boys would have jumped him.
Yeah, they were like, But okay, this next one is people who are opposed to leashes on kids. So guys, so when my kids were younger, we did have little backpacks that they wore.
Can we say not physical leashes around their neck?
Yeah, not physical leashes around their neck. I'm sure any parent's gonna know what we're talking about.
Well,
so
not some people.
This was like a little backpack that they would wear, and then it
would have like a clip in the front.
Yeah, it would have a clip, and the leash would connect to the clip. And so this person's saying that, I don't understand why people are so against putting leashes on kids because unless you have kids, you probably have just never seen how fast that they can take off.
Oh my God, yeah.
And especially with all the child trafficking and everything out there. I mean, there was a video on Facebook that came up in my feed where this, Yeah, that's a world issue, girl. Where these two guys were like literally circling this guy that was holding his phone on one hand talking to someone and his toddler. And he had put his toddler down and was just holding his hand. This one guy went up to ask him like for directions, and I say that with quotation marks because when he went to like point, instead of like letting go of his phone or putting his phone in his pocket or anything, he actually let go of his son's hand, and then the other guy snatched the kid while he was talking to the other guy and ran.
They did a Criminal Minds episode on that.
Yeah, it's a real problem. So I do not see an issue with having a leash on your child.
Yeah, no, especially because if they do try and grab it, it's like you have that thing like holding onto your hand, so you can feel them pulling. Oh my God, let's just spill my drink. That's very, very reasonable, especially if you're going to like a big amusement park, because that's what we did for my little sister, because obviously.
Oh, yeah.
She's a runner.
Especially at big places like amusement parks and stuff.
Yeah, like Disney, Universal, Busch Gardens, all that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Very reasonable.
Okay. Oh,
yeah, you would not believe how fast little kids run. Oh my god.
Yeah, no, they're gone. I mean, it's
2.5. It literally takes 2 seconds.
2 seconds, yeah. But okay, let's move on to this next one because this one's pretty interesting. So it says not standing up for the Pledge of Allegiance. This person says, I really think it's weird that American schools make their children pledge loyalty to their country every day, especially when those kids aren't old enough to even understand how their country works or if they even agree with their politicians.
I say middle school, high school.
They also bring in the fact that our Pledge of Allegiance says one nation under God. They're saying they're saying that makes everyone conform to the same religion at the same time.
You know, they changed it at school because obviously they always say stand for a moment of silence. Now they say stand for a minute of silence.
Yeah.
So you're standing there for a full minute. By the way, that is the longest minute of your life. Oh my god.
Yeah.
It feels like so long. But if I'm being honest, I don't think you should until I'm maybe 5th grade. Oh god, not again. I must have spilled my drink again. I say 5th grade to like high school, college is when you should, like, especially if you understand and everything. Because if I'm being honest, when I was in kindergarten, they told us to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I had no idea what I was standing for.
Yeah. Well, I think that it's, oh man, I don't know. I feel like
I mean, they're going to say teach your kids about that, but I mean, especially, some kids just can't comprehend all of that.
I just feel like, well, I come from a military family. And I just feel like it's more of a respect for those who have died in service to the country. So like, to me, it's like, I don't care if you believe in God or this or that, but just respect the people that have sacrificed their lives for the country.
That's what used to bother me so much as kids who sit there. Mm-hmm. And like, oh my god,
I'm like, well,
8th grade, your first period was not good during the Pledge of Allegiance because they'll just talk the entire time.
Yeah, I will say that, like, even 7th grade year was like, oh, it was like, look, like, I don't care if you believe in it or not, but you need to at least stand and be quiet. Because I did have some kids that, like, didn't even want to stand or, like, didn't put their, you know, because you're supposed to put your hand over your heart. And I'm like, you know, that's just be respectful, though. Yeah. It's like, just don't talk. Like, but then again, and it's weird because, like, I did have kids that were also from military families that were like, yes, this is a big deal. And I'm like, look, I don't want a big old argument to break out here. But look, you need to be respectful. And then you also need to respect the fact that they don't believe in this. It's a hot
Actually, I think we talked about that in critical thinking because let me tell you, our topics in critical thinking got like so deep.
Things can, when it came to debates and stuff, oh my.
See, but we wouldn't debate, like, argue about, like, things like that. We would all, like, put our input on it. We wouldn't be like, no, that's wrong. We would explain ourselves, not just straight up tell someone they're wrong.
Yeah. Well, and that's when you got to do it when, the kids are more mature and they're not going to just argue. Because my 6th grade year, oh my God, they would argue. I mean, they got very passionate about their beliefs.
Sometimes they, oh, never mind, let me not say that.
No, the best kids I had were the high schoolers because, again, they were just more mentally mature, I think, and developed that they were able to just be respectful and end it and not actually argue. At least in my experience with the schools that I taught at. Anyway, let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and come down because there's a few more. What? Oh my God, you're so full of it. Guys, she gets jealous. She says that, why? No. So I taught 7th grade civics my first year at the school she attended. And then the second year, I took over 6th grade ELA because they needed help in that department. She swears up and down that I treated my 6th graders way better than her 7th grade class.
She gave them candy all the time.
I gave you guys candy too.
Girl, bye. our little friend stole your candy.
You bring this up all the time. She brings this up all the time. She tries to guilt trip me all the time. No, I treated everyone equally.
She thought her sixth graders were perfect little angels that they could do no wrong. Girl, I know you lying. You best shut your mouth, because let me tell you, you only seen them in your class.
Look, okay, I will admit that both years I would learn things about kids because they would act totally differently in my classroom, and then other teachers would tell me things of how they acted in their classroom, and I'm like, no. I'm like, I can't believe that.
She doesn't believe that.
No, there's no way. So, okay, I am aware kids will act differently with different people, but come on, man.
I'm going to crash out. Don't make me crash out like I did yesterday.
Okay, guys. Well, you know what? We're going to go ahead and end this episode here. Next time, we're going to jump into mental health awareness, because May is Mental Health Awareness Month. So we're going to talk about a few different topics.
We are?
About mental health. Yes, we discussed this.
Girl, I completely forgot what we're talking about.
Gosh. But all right, guys, check out our website at adocpodcast.com, as well as check out all of our
social media, Instagram and TikTok, ADOC Podcast.
All right, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.